Hello, wherever you're tuning in from. This is the Investors Corner with me, Tech Stephen Ogut, and this is where we explore hidden treasures. And in this edition, indeed, today, I'm glad to be joined by a number of comedians from the region, and they are hosted here in South Sudan by none other than Moi Stephen, the director for Moi Concept, the gentleman who facilitated their coming to South Sudan to entertain South Sudanese. And to introduce these comedians, maybe I'll try a little bit and then they will shed more light to introduce themselves much better. But just for the sake of our viewers, closer to my right, that is African Joker.
No.
A Zambian.
Not African Joker.
Comedian.
The
African
Joker.
The African Joker.
Yes, it's one name.
I'll probably give you more details on that shortly. And in the middle we have Salvador from, of course, the neighboring Uganda.
Yes.
And far to the end we have Eric Omondi, our brother from Kenya. Karibu Nyumbani, gentlemen. And this is the home, your second home, South Sudan. First of all, maybe I will start with Moi Stephen. Briefly tell us about the importance of conducting, well, considering that I introduced that this is a business program, but also with a twist of a comedy as you brought these gentlemen. How do you feel about bringing comedians to South Sudan in terms of developing entertainment industry?
Thank you very much, host. I must say, well privileged to be here this evening. So much happy, that our own is also recognizing the creative art that we're trying to do, Comedy is something that brings happiness to people. And if I may say, for the past, or even not even past, I don't think there has been ever, bringing big names like this to South Sudan. Or else I can even say, this could be one of the biggest events, in the past probably 2 years. We came out of the COVID situation and all that. In Uganda, I don't think such thing ever happened, or even Kenya, you see. So being here with great names like this, it means a lot for us as a nation, and then us as a company, MOI Concept.
Well, thank you. Maybe I can now move to the African Joker, as he puts it. First of all, it's your first time in South Sudan, I believe.
Yes.
How do you feel so far being in South Sudan compared to back home?
South Sudan feels like home. I think that's the first thing I would say. Feels like home. The people have been very welcoming. It's just been amazing. Yes.
So what do you expect from the show that is scheduled for you guys to perform? What do you expect from the show?
For me, I don't want to expect anything from the show. But the people should expect, look at the people that are seated in front of them. So obviously it's going to be a fire. It's going to be a bomb. Yes.
And Salvador, you came here before, I believe?
Yes, but for a more private party.
Yes, but now that you are here on your career,
yes,
if you like to consider it that way, how do you feel? And also, since you came today,
yes,
did you get a chance to interact with the locals and eat the local food?
I've not yet actually arrived almost an hour ago. I've not yet settled in. I've not yet even checked into the hotel. But I must say, this is home, because I didn't study far from here. I studied from St. Charles Lwanga College, Koboko, just near here. And it was a mixture of cultures, especially from South Sudan, from Arua, from Koboko itself. So coming here is not like I'm going to be surprised. It feels just like home. So I'm super, super excited to be here to officially showcase my talent.
Eriko, wachane jako. Welcome to Juba. Umepata nyako?
Nimepata nyako.
Niambie imekuwaje so far?
So far so good. Salvador says we are yet to check in, but again I'm home. I can almost see familiar streets. That's how many times I've come to Juba. I've started understanding where I am. Yeah? So for me, I'm home. I'm literally home.
Comedy, this applies to all of you guys. In African cultures, I know for the region, Uganda, Kenya, and maybe by extension Zambia, they are starting to understand that comedy, it's actually a career. But here in this country, people are still thinking about comedy as probably a joke as it is.
Yeah.
Anybody would like to clarify?
It takes time. It takes time. I remember when we had just started. It's been an evolution. We are not yet even there, because some people do not believe that I left the engineering world to become a comedian. Till today, they sit me down and say, bro, despite even the success they are seeing, they'll sit back and say, you left your engineering career to do comedy. And I'm like, bro, I was an engineer for 5 years. I didn't even have a car. I'm a comedian for this number of years. I even want to buy you a car. Basically, like, life changed. So the mindset has to be changed, and it has to be changed by you, the comedian, and the people in the media. You need to show more love to the comedians. When there's an opportunity to show them on TV, let people sit down and say, hey, by the way, this opinion, I had it in a very annoying way, but this boy has brought it out in a very interesting way. You understand? Because that's what we do. We break down very sensitive things in a subtle way so that you can easily understand it without putting it too much emotion. So it is a journey, and I'm sure one day you will get there.
And for South Sudanese, what recommendations would you give to local comedians? I don't know if any of you have interacted with our local comedians. What potentials do you see in them? And what kind of encouragement would you give them, considering that you guys are making steps?
So I think first of all, they speak very good English, so they can easily go international.
Yes.
And then South Sudanese have a rich background, rich story, rich history. And for comedians, that's all you need. That's why you see the best comedians in the world are Black Americans, because they have a lot of stories to tell and things to laugh about. And I have I've performed with quite a number of them. And all they need to do is just try to go out there. Yeah? And we need to invite them out more, into Uganda, Kampala, into Nairobi, to Zambia. That's all they need. Yeah? Otherwise, the foundation is well laid for South Sudanese comedy.
The African Joker, what do you make of comedy as a career and as a business?
First of all, I might say, as a comedian, you really need to be convincing. When you are starting comedy, you are first looked at as a fool, and everyone around you will be telling you, what are you doing? Especially for some of us that have been on social media that do videos, you receive phone calls of people asking you, what about that video we saw? Even family members, they'll call you, can you stop what you're doing? Sometimes it even extends to partners. Yes, can you stop what you're doing? You're embarrassing us. So it just, for me, comedy is something that I want to do. It's a passion. I don't even want to make it as a business. Yeah, I need to survive, yes, but it has to start with you first. Are you enjoying what you do? Do you want to do it? Yes.
And Moi, you being, the company that is organizing such events, there is one thing that South Sudan needs to do, especially, you mentioned earlier that we came out of a very difficult time of COVID, but for us South Sudanese, we came out not only through COVID, we came out through a series of civil wars and all these things. Our image out there is a little bit tainted, and for somebody who takes the initiative like this gentleman to visit this country, I'm sure most of them find the opposite. So what role do you think you guys, the promoters, play to ensure that we change our image outside there?
Thank you very much. That's a proper question. To me, I would say these guys being here alone, it means a lot already for the country. Like I said earlier, Eric Omondi here got quite a number of followers on social media. Salvador and the African Joker. I am sure right now this battle for Mijingo is being followed, let me say, all over Africa or even in the world. So I think this breaks some of the thinking that people actually think that South Sudan is, it's not a peaceful country. People are actually fighting in South Sudan. So if these people can actually come here, I think that is one of the things that we are looking at, And of course, these people are going to have interaction, with the local comedians. It means a lot for them, you see. Being on the platform like this, I think this will send a message outside there that South Sudan is actually a better country.
Yes, battle for Migingo. The Migingo that I hear about is between Uganda and Kenya.
Yes.
What brings in Zambia? And who do you think is actually going to win here?
The neutral man, the referee.
The referee. Yeah.
You can see the box on my headstock. The referee, this is my attire, the box, the referee. Okay. Yes.
So just to put a light there, let me bring an example. CPA was signed in Naivasha. You see? So I think South Sudan here, in a sense that it is acting as a neutral ground, that, bringing these people together, and, people need to love, you see? So
the name battle in itself, it's more of a joyous battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, well, taking it from a face value, the Kenya and the Uganda, how do you see yourselves battling it out?
No, Migingo belongs to us.
You finish.
The Migingo is a small island with a lot of military. Like Museveni said, the Waja rules. The Waja rules were in Migingo. Think that the Migingo belongs to them because they're there.
Offside.
Yeah.
Please.
You see, they can take the island, but the water is ours.
That was the funniest thing.
Yeah.
Because Uganda was saying the water belongs to them and the land belongs to us. So how are we supposed to live and
Exactly.
come back?
Yeah. But the idea was born a couple of years back when we did some extra shows. Then I sat down with Eric and I'm like, why can't we do something for ourselves? Because we are tired of, being used by especially Nigerian promoters.
Yes.
Yet who are doing well. They would come to your country, milk all your money, and they go back to invest in their country. Here we are supporting a local promoter in his local home ground. He's going to make his money, and we live a change. And I'm sure whatever is going to come out, he's not going to just look at bringing foreign comedians. Because one of the things we looked out for was talking to the local comedians. I know a comedian who is doing very, very well in Uganda, and in South Sudanese. It's called Eke Dance. Yeah, Eke Dance is one of the funniest guys I've ever interacted with. When I came here for the private party, there were two guys, Wokil, and there's one I forget his name. Then there's the girl Kiden, and these are very, very good. And the fact that we speak better English than these two, Uganda and South Sudan, our English is crisper. Basically, we are better. We are here to improve.
So as the battle continues, maybe let's just hold that thoughts and go for a short break, and we'll come back to see how it's going. The Investors Corner takes a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be back with these gentlemen in not very long. Stay tuned. There are plenty of investment opportunities in this world's youngest nation of South Sudan. To better understand the economy and explore the thriving market of this country, you ought to get out of your comfort zone. You either hustle under the scorching sun in Konyo Konyo market, run errands at a small or medium business enterprise, or better yet, chair a conglomerate board meeting at a high-end tower in Juba. While awaiting an official business trip to the region. Whatever you do, just don't rest. Work hard, think big, and be smart in order to count all your economic blessings through this weekly business show of the Investors Corner, exploring hidden treasures. Join us every week at this time. Welcome back. This is the Investors Corner, where we explore hidden treasures. With me, Tech Stephen Ugut, and in this edition of this program, as I said earlier, I'm glad to be joined once again by these comedians that are brought here by a local South Sudanese, Moi Stephen, the director of MOI Concept. Gentlemen, welcome back to the program. Moi, these kind of events, you've mentioned earlier that they help in improving the image of country outside there. What else do you think entertainment industry in general plays in bettering the economy of the country?
I just want to let me go back to the background of the creative art for this country. By the way, for the viewers right now, there are others who might actually know me. I was an artist once.
Not a comedian.
Yes, I was an artist in this country.
He was a dope rapper.
We started music here. That was way back 2005. Just immediately after the signing of the CPA, we tried our best. You see, we tried our best in this industry. I left the industry, went to the corporate world, but I told myself I'll come back to this industry as a stakeholder to help the young people who aspired. I had a vision when I joined music because I wanted to take my country to the next level. This is a fight, and this is the fight that I've come back to. Entertainment, by the way, puts, if well, streamlined, can actually put actually food on these people's tables, you see. It can actually bring even taxes to the government, you see. So these are the things that we want to do. I am sure this is not the first thing. We're going to have conversations with the various institutions. We talk about government, private, companies, to see how we can actually promote this and make it something that local comedians or even artists actually benefit out of the industry.
Gentlemen, the comedians, sometimes throughout this interview I would ask you to throw me at least a very light joke, not a very serious one, so that and maybe I would ask you, Eric, you have been performing in South Sudan before, I think twice in the past. How do you see our politicians? I know in Kenya, where you come from, you can easily throw a joke on them. When you were here, did you throw any joke on our politicians? How did they receive it?
There was only one brief. That was, they are given a brief.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, just avoid it. Avoid the two things, politics and politicians. Yeah, that was there. You had Freedom Hall. And even the show itself was a sensitive show because South Sudan was just coming from a sensitive time, and that's why we were doing the show in the first place. And we had the vice president and someone, and I did jokes about them. Yeah, I remember I really took a lot of money from the vice president. I kept asking for money. After every 10 minutes, I would ask him for money. But I think it's totally different. Even in was it in Rwanda, Kings of Comedy. I didn't have a beef. I went on stage and started. And the organizers were like, "Oh, Eric,
We are in trouble.
But I
Long
think
story short, that was the last show.
So in this time round, do you think, were you debriefed maybe by the gentleman who brought you that, talk about the...
It's not that briefed me, but I've been following South Sudan politics, entertainment. I even have a wife from here. I'm a South Sudanese. Yeah. I mean,
Officially?
no, even initially, the laws came from. I was told by one of my uncles that if I drive, there's a house somewhere. There's a picture of it from 1732. Yeah. Anyway, I think South Sudan has come from a long way, and there's been a lot of growth. As he says, even us being here, and I don't know if we can do politics. I don't know many of the politicians from here, so I would not even go that direction.
So Salvador, what is your area of a specialty when it comes to comedy? Or do you have any reservation when you are not in South Sudan? Do you feel there should be reservation at all?
I don't think there should be reservations, but you also need to take into consideration the sensitivity. I once cracked a joke about airlines, yeah? And in one of my references of Rwanda Air, I just mentioned that it didn't even have context to it. It didn't make sense, but I mentioned the word genocide in there. And that brought, all hell broke loose. Yeah, Twitter went crazy, social media went crazy. I was banned. So that's how serious it is. So you need to be sensitive. You need to be sensitive that there are some people who will not understand what the joke is all about, the context. So you play it safe by rather avoiding it until the locals do it. You see, most of the jokes we are going to know that this is a no-go area, this is a go area because from the locals. So that's why we need to work together. So most of the time...
You mentioned the airline. I thought you were going to talk about the Ugandan Airlines with the gentleman selling some stuff in the airline that was all over social media.
Yeah.
That was the joke you can throw about.
That was the whole context. But you know, you first start by building the joke, then you end with Uganda Airlines. But so in my reference of Rwanda Air, I mentioned that word genocide, and it evoked so many memories in people, and they were very sensitive about it.
And the African comedian, what area do you find more comfortable joking about? Or you don't have an area at all, you just go with the flow?
Politics, I've lived in a place where you don't talk about politicians, otherwise you disappear the following day. But that is done. I think we are past that. We've moved since the 2nd of August. We had elections, and I think I even feel the weight lifted off my shoulders. I think we can speak about anything now. But then I just used to talk about, mostly to do with relationships, personal experiences, on anything. Yes. I never used to touch politics. Politics and religion, where I come from, they are a bit of...
Yeah, religion.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know why, up to now, Africans, we don't understand what comedy is. We like taking it personal. It's comedy. It's a light moment.
Yes. And Moi, while these gentlemen are here in this country, when they complete their entertainment, have you planned, to show them around? We have some very beautiful places to see in Juba, the sights, the food.
Is it only the beautiful places? No, we have been told to go and have fun.
Uganda.
I've been told to go and have fun.
You were given permission
to go and have fun.
I think for the African joker, because he arrived yesterday, he probably have already seen half of Juba by now. He has interacted with people, and Eric and Salvador, we're looking forward because we're here until Sunday, by the way. So tomorrow we don't have a show tomorrow, but this will be a
sightseeing.
Yes, a great time that we're going to show them around, and also to the local comedians. Probably tomorrow we want to have a session where interactive session where these people can actually sit with these big names, share ideas. They need to ask questions how, they came up, up to this level. So.
And as I told you earlier, we don't want that sun to set because we are in an African setting. But since the sun is setting, how about we conclude our episode with just some brief jokes from our comedians?
You want me to go first? What's with the faces? Why is everyone looking at me? I mean, for who?
When you tell a comedian...
Tell a joke. And you're a comedian, tell a joke. Tell us a joke.
It's very easy. How? For me, I don't do jokes for free.
Manager, quotation, please. I have said quotation, I'm serious. This is how it starts.
For more jokes.
For who?
The venue. Tomorrow. Today. Tonight.
Where's the venue, buddy?
Bros.
Yeah.
Like brother, what's up? Bros.
Like bros, yeah.
Yeah.
We give the jokes at the venue.
So, yeah.
No, me, I'm ready to give a joke. Wait. Don't cut. Managers, quotation. I want to give a joke here. Manager, quotation. I want to give manager quotation.
So don't make me too laugh and get out of my program laughing. So anyway, thank you guys very much. Maybe Stephen Moi for coordinating this whole thing and for accepting to come to SSBC and showing these gentlemen this beautiful place and this beautiful country. And we hope such activities continue to be taking place in this country. And for the African Joker, Salvador and Eric Omondi, gentlemen, thank you guys very much for passing by and being part of this program.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And this is our show with me, Tech Stephen Ugut, in the Investors Corner, where we explore hidden treasures. Until we meet again, goodbye. Thank you all.
Wow.